Welcome back again. I'm John Shepkoff, and what I want to talk about is there are some people who are on bi-weekly payments. Well, bi-weekly payments used to be a great program. In fact, when I first started doing paying off the mortgage a lot quicker, I taught people a bi-weekly payment program. In fact, a better way instead of the way the other banks. Now, how do bi-weekly payments work? Well, it's really simple. What happens is you make a half a payment twice a year. That's how they work. So what happens is you go from a 30-year loan to 21 years, 7 months. And that's how the bi-weekly. But here's the problem that most people are not aware of. There's always a third party when it comes to bi-weekly. It is not your lender. Your lender does not accept a bi-weekly payment. If you don't believe me, grab your note and your deed of trust. There's nothing in there that will allow them to accept a bi-weekly payment. You can do what's called a principal reduction, which is what we are doing, and which is how we get paid. When you use my coupon, remember the lender you're doing the reversal back to them, and what happens is now the bank is paying you for the use of your money. But that's only through my own coupon. When you do a bi-weekly, that never happens. Or if you use the extra principal payment that you use on the bank's program, you don't get that either because you're at their mercy. Remember, the bank is in business for what? To make money. We already know that. Okay? So, back to the bi-weekly, okay, if you're on a bi-weekly payment and you want to do this program here, you cannot use the bi-weekly payment and do this principal payment. You can't do it. It will not work. Why? Okay, the reason why it will not work is this. Remember I said a bi-weekly payment is you make a payment every 2 weeks. Now, what happens is the third party, let's call it Bank of America is the third party, Wells Fargo is your bank. Bank of America is collecting the bi-weekly payment, which forwards the money to Wells Fargo. But here's the thing that you don't know. Bank of America does not forward your money every 2 weeks directly to your Wells Fargo. Does not work that way. Really? What are they doing, John? Well, what they're doing is Bank of America, and this is only an example, is they are collecting their payment they're collecting a half a payment every 2 weeks. And they sit on it on average of 15 days. Well, if they're sitting on your money for 15 days and they're collecting interest, who made the money? Did Wells Fargo? Did you? Or did Bank of America? Well, the answer is Bank of America made 15 days worth of interest on your money. So the question is, would you ever do a bi-weekly payment nowadays? Would you ever do it? Well, now that you've heard me talk about this, the answer is no, you would not, because you know that the third party makes on average 15 days worth of interest, and at the end of the month, so some months the bank will get 3 payments on a bi-weekly, right? Well, guess where the money sits? Is it go to Wells Fargo? No. The second week, does it go to Wells Fargo? No. The third payment that goes to Bank of America, did it get forwarded to Wells Fargo? No, not again. At the end of the month, when they have all 2 payments or 3 payments, they take that money and they boing, right over to Wells Fargo, and now your payment is made. You got a half a payment, but Bank of America made 15 days worth of interest on your money. You lost 15 days worth of interest. So first of all, would you ever do that? No, because if you use my program, and my program forces the bank to now what? Do the reversal back, so they're now paying you the interest on your money, you're getting paid for that. But not when you do a biweekly, you know you don't get paid for that. Not even you use the bank's coupon, you don't get paid for that. So what I'm trying to say is, people that do biweekly, banks that do biweekly, they're ripping people off. In my books, I'm going to call it straight out. The third-party banks are ripping a bunch of people off. Whoever are doing biweekly payment, they're getting ripped off on average per month, 15 days worth of interest. My friends, that is millions and millions of dollars that these third-party banks are making on biweekly. Now, if for some reason, what would be the correct way? Well, what I used to do is I used to teach people, and the banks used to get so mad. I've been doing this for 30 years now, and this is how I taught people. Used to get so mad at me, because what I would do then is I would tell people, okay, I'll show you a better way of doing this. Take 1/12 the payment, and you take that 1/12 and you put that on top of your principal, and you mail that directly to your bank. Oh, man, those biweekly banks, they were getting so mad at me because they were losing, and I wasn't hurting them at all, but they would get so mad at me and tell me to stop doing that. We don't, you're causing, friction. And I go, no, I'm not. I'm educating people what's going on. See, I wanted the money to go directly into your mortgage, not to the third party. So the question is, can you be on my mortgage program? You're making your payment, you make your regular payment with your bank, you use the coupon for your extra principal that I'm going to give you, which you have to pay for, okay? And you're going to send me an email, by the way, that you've paid for it, and then I'm going to give you instructions. Can you be on a biweekly payment and use my program? The answer is no, you cannot, because number one, first of all, remember what I told you, the biweekly doesn't send your payment out. And so what happens is you might only have 15 days and they're short. Well, if you're using my program, the bank will not honor the coupon because you haven't honored your first part in the mortgage that we agreed to of front loading, which states that you must make the principal and the interest in order for you to use the banking clause that I have. So if you're not making a fully amortized interest, you're not making a fully amortized principal on every time you make your payment, my program will not work, including the biweekly. So people said, well, John, I happen to be on a principal payment. How can I get around this? And there are people who have loans like that. Not a problem. I can fix that. I can show you how to. You just got to inform me that you're making a principal or an interest only, and I will fix that. And then you have to tell me, you have to let me know when you got the loan, how long you've had it, and guess what you have to do. You're not going to like this. You've got to make up for the past that you didn't do. So let's just say you have principal, you owe $5,000. Guess what you got to do? You got to pay the $5,000 back to the bank in order for my program to work. Because if you don't, the banks do not have to honor it. Because the rule says you have to make a fully amortized payment in order to use the coupon that I have. And if you do that, not a problem. Okay? So if you happen to be on a interest only or principal, it will still work. You just got to make up for what you didn't take care of at the very beginning. And I have some people who've had that, and it's not a big deal. We can fix that, and I can show you how to do that. If you have a adjustable rate, can we do that? You can do that on that. Doesn't matter. It all works. So don't use it. If you're on a biweekly, the first thing you have to do is get off the biweekly payment, and you pay directly to your bank, or I should say the servicing, because I have already talked about securitization, which is important, okay? The loan's being serviced, so the money has to go directly to the servicing department or the bank where you make your payment, and get rid of that biweekly, because that doesn't work anyway. And then you're using my program, and as long as you pay for it there, and then that way you're getting more money going toward the principal instead of the third party's hip pocket. Again, I'm John Shepkoff. Give me a thumbs up because I really need all your help and your support. Remember, for every single person that you refer over, I will give you a $100. I'm very good about that. I enjoy helping people, and I look forward and working with you. Talk to you soon.